Right, hello. I did a video the other day about the Kukuyo and why I love it and why I think it's the best thing ever. And a few days later, when trying to help my 12-year-old child become more organised, we brought them a journal, and it's actually changed my perception on this, and I thought I'd do a video and go back in time a bit and take you on a bit of a walkthrough in my journey of trying to be organised. Right, my belly keeps trying to creep into shot, so I've got to try and keep that out, but here we go. So timekeeping, organisation, these are things that I've always struggled with. I definitely overcompensated because I've become brilliantly organised. I never miss anything, and I've accomplished this by journaling, diary keeping. I'm 40, and a few months ago I was diagnosed with ADHD, so I shouldn't be good at this, but I am. So that speaks something of my system. But here we go. So up until about 5 years ago, what I meant to say was up until about 5 years ago, I had religiously used these. Since then, I started to experiment with different types of diaries, but I would quite often usually end up back with a Moleskine A5 diary. I use these Moleskine week to view diaries. Now I'm just going to try and find some pages that, there you go, that aren't covered in my diary notes. Don't know why. I must have been do you know what? 2023, for that week of August, I think I was actually in Forteventura, so it's empty. But you know, here's my to-do list, here's my daily planning. I would quite often find that I would use this page up and then I'd end up sticking extra pages in there. So yeah, but they were good, they did what they had to do. Then I decided to give one of these a go. I saw these on Facebook, on YouTube, and I thought, you know, that looks interesting. I like the fact that it's leather, an A5. What I meant to say here was pocket, not A5, and I repeat this a few times, so please let me splice in pocket. Yeah, so Field Notes is the popular version of this. Obviously you get all these different types of pocket notebooks. You get lined, dot, grid. Yeah, I like this. I like the leather. I liked the accessories, which I don't think I ever put in there, and I'll explain to you why now. As soon as you put something like that in it, it becomes quite unpleasant to write in. Yeah, so you're starting to trying to write and it's got this bit of plastic, and any lumps in here, you feel them through the page. Didn't enjoy that, so got rid of that. That, just never used it, never had anything to put in there. Thought it was interesting, cool at the time, total waste of time. And then the ultimate issue I found with this was that it was just too small. I would, let's see if I can find any. No, I would list dates here with my daily targets, and I'd cross them off, and I just didn't like it. I preferred doing it on the computer. It was this is too small for note taking. The diary's too small to actually write much in. I mean, this is, without again trying to show everything, take this out here. This is an A5 version of one of these. You know, too small. So there we are. Now we have the Kokuyo. This solves the problem of being too small. There's a lot more space in there. Yeah, I mean, it's actually full of all my current stuff, so I can't be showing all of this, but I liked it. I use these notepads. Yeah, it's good. Now, being ADHD, my child has a lot of ADHD tendencies, which I now recognise. So yes, she is in the process of being diagnosed. But I went to the supermarket with her and we were looking for a new diary, and we found this, the Pukka Pad A5 Daily Planner Pad. And do you know what? It actually does everything I need from this, but it does it in one handy folder. So let's take a closer look. So you open it up, you've got your daily planner with time slots. You know, when you are like me, you do need to plan quite extensively because time can run away with me. And since I've been using this, I am shocked at how easily I can lose 1 hour and a half. You know, 1 hour and a half seems to be the sort of the key point where I sort of snap out of my doom scroll, and I look at the time and I look at this and I think, oh my god, what have I been doing for the hour and a half? So yes, it is effective in that regard. And basically, if I've got anything I need to do, I put it in here, and you can date it, so I can plan an entire week in one go. I've got my appointments. I could have just done with another page like that, really. So this is effective for my daughter and what she needs, but it's not perfect for me. Nothing's ever going to be perfect unless I make it myself, and even then it will be perfect for a short period of time before it no longer is. This, for example, could do with starting earlier, because my day typically starts at 6 a.m. And another issue that I'm not sure how to overcome is my to-do list will quite often span a week at a time, because there will be jobs that I'm waiting on the response of other people for. So my to-do list is never something I can just work my way through, cross. I will inevitably be waiting on other people to complete certain things. So obviously the day ends, I want to turn a page, my to-do list has vanished. Now, one thing I have done in the past is every day I just rewrite out my to-do list, and it's a brilliant way to re-familiarise myself and to actually make myself work through things. But it would be nice if I could somehow, if I started at the back, I could keep my to-do list, and if I worked my way back so that day finishes, I could take that out because it's perforated. So that's one way, but then I do also like to keep my diaries. So I would like to, now that was what was appealing about Pocket, as you see people's bookshelves with all of these, all the various different colours, all dated. I quite like the look of it, but I don't think I've ever actually successfully completed one of these, so not going to happen. So yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to overcome this issue, but I'm back to the drawing board, you know. What's better? The one issue I do have is if this isn't on my desk, I will not look at it first thing in the morning. Now that is a symptom of my infliction. Basically, if that is not on my desk, ideally in front of my keyboard, I won't open it and I won't see what I've got planned for the week. And I have sat down at my desk before, started working, done a day's work, got to the end of the day, and I've noticed that my diary is to the side on top of the printer, and I go, oh my god, I've not looked at my diary today, anything could have happened. So it's important that it's right. That's what they say about ADHD. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and it is absolutely true. So, yeah, something to think about there. So which is the winner? I guess I could incorporate that into that. Yeah, back to the drawing board. I'm going to have to think about this. Right, thank you everyone. Thank you to my new subscriber. No idea who you are, it doesn't show me, but 6 people now. Brilliant. I'd like to get to 50 so I can do some live streams. What is the reason to subscribe? What is my typical content? I don't know. I'm just a guy. I have interests in things. I want to make videos and talk about them. There's no one thing in particular. You know, none of it's too far out there, so hopefully some of you can relate and you subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you for the next one.